Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review we are looking at my newest custom, which is a Play Arts Kai Red Hood. My customer bought the Resident Evil 6 Leon Kennedy, which you guys saw me review very recently, because it was really cheap at Big Bad Toy Store. They have it marked down to like, I think 40 or 50 bucks. So he grabbed one in case we were able to turn it into a custom, and we decided to do that. The body lends itself really well to the character of the Red Hood because he's got basically standard pants and like a jacket. So that's all you really needed. He did have some kind of like dress shoes type of things, so I had to do something about that. And he had bare hands, so I had to do something about that. But I did. And he also had like a dress shirt underneath, so we had to change that also. So what I did for this guy was to sculpt a new head. I took the Leon Kennedy head, because it's always best to use a base, to use the original joints if possible, so I did that, and that way I don't have to sculpt the eyes, which is a pain in the butt. His eyes were fine. So I sculpted the helmet over top of the head, and I think I'll do, next time I do a Red Hood, or maybe just to do the video for you guys, I might do a tutorial video on how to sculpt something like this head, but I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do that. I might just leave it for the Patreon patrons, the supporters there. They get the tutorial stuff generally, so I don't know what I'm going to do about that. We'll see. Anyway, I sculpted the helmet on top of the existing face, and Leon's head had a very large peg going from the head to the neck. It was very long, and that's because they could hide it with the hair, but obviously we don't have any hair for this. So my customer decided to leave the peg long, to not do anything about that, so that we could still get the range of motion out of it. So all I did for the peg itself, to kind of fill in the gap, even though you can only see it from the sides and back really anyway, is I made a kind of like a rubber collar, kind of like an O-ring, but not really an O-ring, to go around the peg. So he still has the range of motion, but it fills in the joint for the most part. So I did that. I had to sculpt the entire torso over again because the shirt that was under there obviously didn't suit the Red Hood. So I made it look kind of like almost like a futuristic Batman-verse type of body armor with the Bat logo on there. It's a mixture of grays and silvers and gunmetals, and went with a darker red for the Bat logo this time just to mix it up a little bit. The helmet itself is actually a darker red also. Let's just take it off the stand and take a look at the figure. The helmet itself is actually a little bit darker, not too much, because we still wanted it to look like the classic Red Hood, but it is a little bit darker, which I think turned out really cool. I thought it might look good, and I like the way it turned out. It makes the eyes pop just a little bit more. I made it super glossy. The eyes and face part are not super glossy, so they stand out a little bit. Then the jacket itself is just kind of like a leather finish, like a satiny finish for black with the gray stripes on the sleeves. I had to sculpt over all the fingertips to get rid of the fingernails, so it actually looks like gloves, and I put the gray pads on there to match the jacket, so he's got the padded gloves. And then the pants are like a gray leather, so they're really dark gray and somewhat shiny. He did have the kind of dress shoes, or whatever those are called, business looking shoes, so I replaced those with some of the Arkham Asylum Batman feet from the Play Arts Kai line. So those fit the guy in scale perfectly. In fact, they're a little bit better because they look more like boots now rather than the shoes that Leon had. So that's what I did for that. Otherwise, he's got the interchangeable hands as he did originally. I just gave them the same treatment. He still has both pistols, so he can hold both of those and put them in a dual pose. He still comes with the rifle, of course. And I made a Batarang for him out of some styrene, painted it up silver so that it looked like metal. So he's got a Batarang. So there it is. There's the Play Arts Kai, kind of variant looking, not really variant, just like a new look for him, Red Hood. Because we still haven't gotten a good Red Hood. I can't believe that. That is amazing to me. But there he is. So my customer's really happy with it. I like how it turned out. Not the most involved custom in the world, but it is a custom nonetheless. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see my upcoming figure reviews, custom figures, and other good stuff. And in the meantime, keep collecting.